Welcome to the first class for Google Adwords. Before we start making a campaign, we need to understand what are the different kinds of searches do we have. I have Google as my default search engine. I simply make a search for florist in Mumbai. So I type florist in Mumbai. As I hit the enter button, I get 535,000 search results. Now these search results are a combination of many things. It's a combination of paid ads, which is your Google AdWords, which is also known as pay per click. You have the Google Plus pages, which you'll be learning later on in the course. And you have the organic results, which is on the left hand side. So basically, as we see over here, the paid ads are differentiated with the word ad. So on the top, on the right hand side, and on the right bottom, you can see all the search results. These are our paid ads. Now, for example, if you click on any one of these ads, a specific amount would be deducted from the user's account. So basically, if you go to see over here, what are the different kinds of search results are you getting? You are getting text ads. You are getting images. You are also getting locations. These are your maps. You again have some text ads which are on the right hand side, and yes, you have your organic ads. To start with your organic ads, which is on the left hand side, this is a part of your SEO, which is a completely different course. Right now we are looking at AdWords, and AdWords is concentrating on how do you display your ads on the top, on the right, and on the right bottom of your page. When you run an ad campaign, it is not that your ad is only going to be visible on the Google search network. It is also possible that it can be visible on multiple different websites. Those are your Google partners. For example, let's say I go into filehippo.com. Now filehippo.com. This is a very well-known website for resources. Now this is an ad. On the right hand side, you can come to know it's an ad. And you can also see that there are different ads over here as well as over here. If you refresh the page, it is not necessary that you're going to see the same ad. In this case, you see, you have a different ad again over here. If I refresh this page, I can again see a different ad. There we go. Let's take another example. Let's say we're looking for air tickets from Mumbai to Delhi. I hit an enter button. I get search results. Let's say I go into make my trip. That's the first one. I click over here. I basically just make a search. Let's say the departure is from Mumbai to Delhi. 1 economy class. I say search flights. Oh, sorry, I didn't put the date. So I'll select this. The date should be, let's say, I selected a particular date and return. Let's say I selected a different date. There you go. So 12th March and 18th March. Search for flights. Do not show this option. Search for flights. Okay, and I basically come to this particular page where I can see what are the costings. I don't make a particular decision. I simply close the page. Now, let's say I again go to FileHippo, for example, filehippo.com, and enter. There you go. The same, you have Mumbai to Delhi. Again, make my trip. This is a part of your remarketing. So in this way, basically what are you doing is that you are following your client. If your client has so let's say if your client has shown interest in your product, he comes to your website, but he doesn't make a buying decision. This is what you're doing. You are following him. FileHippo, again, as you see, has nothing to do with air tickets. But now, since you have looked for an air ticket from Mumbai to Delhi, he's again showing you this ad over here. And you can come to, this is a part of Google looking at these ad choices. So again, there you go. This is another kind of your ad where you have a video. There, I simply take my mouse and the video starts playing. Once I want to close it, I simply close it, and there you go. Again, a part of your AdWords campaign. So basically there's a lot of things which you'll be learning in your AdWords course. Yeah. Just to come back, there's a different ad over here. There's a lot of things basically you will be learning in your AdWords, but it's very important for you to understand what are the capabilities of AdWords. So as we saw, we had the text ads. On the right hand side, you had Google Images. Then we went to book a ticket and we saw this is a part of remarketing. Again, Google AdWords. We saw video ads where you simply take your mouse over and it starts playing. Again, Google AdWords. As we have already seen the different examples for Google AdWords, just let's take a recap. First, what is basically Google AdWords? Google AdWords. Let's come to the term, what is Google AdWords? So Google AdWords is Google's advertising system. That's the main point. It's Google's advertising system in which advertisers bid on certain keywords in order for their clickable ads to appear in Google's search results. That's exactly what we have seen with the florist in Mumbai. We put in a term, florist in Mumbai, and very important, once we made the search, we received relevant ads. This point I'll be coming back a little later on. What do you mean by relevancy? Relevant ads. Why Google AdWords? Now, if you have a client, you have to pitch your product, or if you have a business, the first question will come that if you're going to invest money, where should you invest money? Today there are multiple channels if you go to put up your online ads, but the return on investment which you get for Google AdWords is way higher. That's a personal experience. So why Google AdWords? You have targeted result. I can show my results to specific people. As you saw with remarketing, we were showing the Mumbai to Delhi ad to those people who are actually interested in this. Then you have control. You have total control, you set the budget. You have total control, you set the budget. That's exactly what's going to happen. We are going to make a campaign and we'll be setting a budget. Now, there are billions of searches made on Google every day. Now, what we do is we don't want our investment, we don't want our money to be exhausted, let's say in a day's time. So what we could do is, let's say for example, if 30,000 rupees, is my budget for a month and I only want to spend 1,000 rupees a day. So I can put a cap over there saying that in a day, do not go ahead, do not spend more than 1,000 rupees. A little later on, we'll be doing this practically. Campaigns are measurable, very important. How many impressions I have got, how many clicks I have got, and the most important part, how many conversions have I got. What is an impression? When an ad is visible on the Google search network, that's called an impression. You are not charged for an impression. You are charged when a client clicks on your ad. At that time, you are charged. And once a person clicks on your ad, he comes to a landing page. You want the user to do some action. You want him to perform a particular action. For example, let's say you want him to fill a form, or you want him to make a buying decision. You want him to perform certain things. In Google AdWords, we can also have certain conversions, which basically tell us that once a person has seen your ad, he clicks on your ad, has he performed a particular action which for you is a conversion. So you get the entire tracking report. I will also be sharing with you one of our reports so that we get a practical idea exactly what is happening. And you pay only for results. That's very important. That means you only pay, as I explained, you only pay when a particular person clicks on your ad. There. So we have the first thing what we did was we put in florist in Mumbai. We got multiple searches. Now, as I explained you, this is your paid ads because you can see the word ad over here. These are your paid ads because here you can see it's the word sponsored is written over here. This is the next slide. We have the Google Maps, which is your organic, and you again have the paid on the right hand side, and there you again have the organic ads. Then we took the example of File Hippo. This time when I go to File Hippo, they are showing me Cathay Pacific. Again, this is a paid ad. How are ads ranked? Now, how is this particular ad on the top? And then with this and with this. Now, generally, if you ask this question, we would come to a conclusion that this particular person has bid the highest. This is the second highest and this is the third highest. That's not the way it works. I'll be explaining this much more in detail in a moment. So how are ads ranked? It basically depends on multiple factors, but what are the main factors I'll be explaining you. First is depending on your call to action. Second, relevancy of your landing page. Third, your click-through rate. And fourth, the speed of the website, which is your landing page. First, your call to action. Basically, when you're making an ad, let's take the same example. The first example is send flowers to Mumbai. You want the person, if a person looks at this ad, he understands that if he wants to send flowers, this is the right ad. Whereas if you look at the second ad, he is giving you features such as same day delivery in 3 to 4 hours. So this ad, even though it's the second ad, will basically catch my eyesight more than the first ad, because if you see, the information which he's providing is much more and more specific. For example, I do not know what will be the price range, but I understand over here the price range starts from 339. Sorry, the price range starts from 399, and same day delivery is also possible. So these are specific call to action words which are basically being used. So these words are very important. So these words are very important because it is allowing the user to basically make an action. Now, if you look at the third ad, this is interesting. He has shared his number over here, which means there is a possibility that I will not click on his ad, I will directly give him a call. Again, we have the price over here, which was not there in the first, and you also have a 10% discount. These are all a part of your call to action because you want the user to click on your ad. So these particular phrases are very important. Your ad has to be attractive so that the person clicks on your ad. Relevancy of your landing page. Now, what is relevancy of your landing page? Now, let's say, for example, if we click on this particular ad, which says send flowers to Mumbai, fresh flowers hand delivered. Now, if I click on this particular ad, it will take me to their website. It will take me to a specific page. That page is called the landing page. Okay, now does that landing page also have this particular phrase? For example, does that landing page also have this text which says send flowers to Mumbai? This is how Google checks for relevancy. For example, what would be a classic example that if your ad says send flowers to Mumbai and your page says send flower to Pune, in that case the relevancy is really not there. So relevancy is another factor, and then speed of the website. For example, the speed of your landing page. Now, for example, if you click on a particular ad and that ad has lots of images and lots of videos and flash files, it's going to take a lot of time for the user to basically wait and see the particular page. There is a possibility that the user may click on the page and waiting for the content, he may simply close the window. Google does not want that. Google wants to deliver quality products to their clients because every search for Google is also very important. So Google has one criteria which says the speed of the website is basically the speed of the landing page, which means when a person clicks on the site, it goes to the landing page. How quick does your landing page load? We are not saying that you only need to put text in your landing page. No, by no means. Because today it's digital, it has to be images. No, but you need to optimize your image, you need to have adequate images, you need to have text, and that text needs to match your ad. Yes, we'll be doing all of this in this campaign, but it's very important to know these simple fundamentals. Now, all of them together will determine your quality score. This quality score is also visible when you're making a campaign. So when you make a campaign, okay, so once you make a campaign, you have certain keywords. Google will also tell you within 24 hours, he will study each of your keyword and your landing page, and he will give you a quality score, which is out of 10. Now this quality score determines the position of your ad rank in Adwords. Now how does that happen? Now, for example, let's say we have 3 websites. We have website A, we have website B, we have website C. And let's say, for example, all 3 of them are pitching in for florist in Mumbai. Now, for the same keyword, A website is giving a budget of 20 rupees per click. The B website is giving you 15 cost per click, and C website is bidding 25 rupees per click, which means theoretically C website should be on the top, followed with A, followed with B. That's not going to happen. Why? Because the A website has a quality score of 5, the B website has a quality score of 8, and the C website has a quality score of 3. So your cost per click is multiplied with the quality score, and it gives you ad rank. Even though B website has the minimum cost per click, but the quality score is high, which gives it the ad rank of 120, which means that the B website will be positioned 1, followed by A website and followed by C website. Click-through rate, which is also known as your CTR. Now, click-through rate is determined by the clicks divided by the impressions into 100. Now, for example, let's say a person looks for florist in Mumbai and your ad is visible. Now, the person doesn't click on your ad, but it is counted as an impression. It is only a click when a person clicks on the ad. So there is something called as the click-through rate. So basically, Google wants to rank those ads which people are clicking on. That's obvious because it's a business. So which ads gets maximum clicks, those ads have a better CTR, that is the click-through rate. So what's the percent, how it's calculated? So for example, your website has received 100 impressions. That means people have searched and 100 times it has been visible on the Google search. But that does not mean that 100 times it has been visible. That does not mean 100 times it has been visible and 100 times people have clicked on it. Say for example, it has been visible, you have got 100 impressions, but you have only got 20 clicks. So your CTR is 20%. How are your ads ranked? It depends on the call to action. It depends on the relevancy of your landing page. It depends on your click-through rate, which we have just seen, and the speed of the website, the speed of the landing page. These points determine your quality score, which determines the position of your ad rank in AdWords. Let me show you a live example. We have multiple keywords in this campaign, and here you can see the quality score. Out of 10, Advanced Excel has got 6, whereas here we have 7. Now we need to see how we can increase the quality score, which basically will enhance the position of my ad rank. And I can also see how many impressions I have got, how many clicks I have got, what is the cost, what is the average cost per click, and what is the average position. Now if you see 2.5, that means my ad could be maybe on the right hand side, but I want my ad to be visible on the top. So here you see the average position for Excel training in Mumbai is 1.1. That is also because the quality score is pretty good.